What if I told you that the greatest empire the world had ever seen wasn't conquered by armies alone? That the real weapon of power wasn't swords or shields, but gold, coins, and a financial system so advanced it still shapes the modern world? Today we uncover how Persia used money to control the ancient world and why it matters more than ever. Before the age of Wall Street, before Rome dreamt of an empire, and long before the term global economy existed, the Achaemenid Persians discovered a profound truth. Empires are controlled not just by force, but by the invisible architecture of money. Cyrus the Great, the founder of the Persian Empire, conquered vast territories from the Medes to Babylon and brought together nearly 40% of the world's population under his rule. But such vast conquests present an immense problem. Each region had its own currency, tax system, and traditions. Babylon collected taxes in grain, Lydia in coins, Egypt in agricultural levies. Some regions paid in precious metals, others in cattle or manufactured goods. Chaos was inevitable, and the empire's survival was at stake. Cyrus was a brilliant conqueror and a surprisingly tolerant ruler, but his financial system, while functional, was not scalable. Corruption spread among governors, tribute disappeared before reaching the capital, and provinces began making their own rules. The empire teetered on the brink of administrative collapse. It was under Darius I, centuries later, that the Persian financial system transformed from a fragile structure into a model of imperial efficiency. Darius introduced satrapies, administrative districts with standardized tax quotas based on wealth and productivity, and created a centralized treasury system. No longer were taxes arbitrary. Every region had predictable, meticulously recorded obligations. Darius also introduced the daric, a gold coin of remarkable purity, standard weight, and consistent value. Alongside its silver counterpart, the siglos, it became the empire's financial bloodstream. Merchants could trade across Persia, from Egypt to India, using the same currency. Soldiers could be paid uniformly, taxes could be collected efficiently, and perhaps most importantly, trust was established across diverse cultures. The daric became one of the world's first reserve currencies, influencing trade patterns for centuries and even adopted by the Greeks, Persia's enemies. To enable this system, Darius built the Royal Road, stretching over 2,700 kilometers with relay stations every 20 to 30 kilometers. Couriers could travel from Susa to Sardis in just a week, unprecedented speed for the time. The road ensured the flow of money, information, and authority. Behind the walls of Persepolis, treasuries filled with gold and silver served not as decoration but as strategic reserves, insurance against war, leverage over governors, and capital for public works. The Persians had discovered the fundamental principle of empire. Money, when structured and trusted, becomes power. But Persia's genius extended beyond coins and roads. Satraps were rewarded for loyalty and punished for corruption. Loans and subsidies stabilized regions. Temple economies were integrated into state finance. This was a multicultural empire held together not by fear alone, but by economic incentives and discipline. Empires collapse not because of armies, but because their financial systems fail. History proves it. Rome crumbled under currency debasement. Spain's empire collapsed under mismanaged silver, and the Ottoman Empire drowned in tax corruption. The lesson is clear: financial clarity is the true backbone of power. Modern parallels are striking. Today, reserve currencies, sovereign wealth funds, and infrastructure networks echo Persia's principles. China and the United States understand the same truths the Persians mastered 2,500 years ago. You cannot project global power without financial structure, predictability, and strategic reserves. And yet, even the Persians eventually faltered when leaders ignored their own system, illustrating that even the best financial architecture requires disciplined stewardship. The story of Persia is more than history. It is a blueprint. To manage an empire, a nation, a corporation, or personal wealth, the principles remain. Measure what matters, standardize systems, build structures that survive pressure, and prepare before crisis strikes. Empires fall when they stop respecting the rules of money. Power is not won on the battlefield alone. It is engineered through financial clarity. And this is why Persia matters today. Their empire may have ended, but the lessons of coins, roads, and disciplined administration still shape the modern world. Those who understand and apply them, whether running countries, businesses, or investments, can wield the same invisible, unstoppable power that once ruled the ancient world. If this gave you a new perspective on power and history, hit like and subscribe. Share your thoughts in the comments. What ancient financial strategy would you use today? And don't forget to watch our next video, where history teaches even more lessons on wealth, strategy, and power.